One of the most surprising features to come out of the most recent trailer for Tears of the Kingdom are the amount of vehicles that appear to be in the game. Nintendo added a motorcycle in Breath of the Wild's DLC, however, it looks like Nintendo are going to go one step further with Tears of the Kingdom, and there is some evidence to suggest we're about to build our own vehicles from objects we find around Hyrule. Well, today I want to look closer at the vehicles in Tears of the Kingdom, what we know so far, plus have a go at predicting at how this might work. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Zelda content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Well, before we get into it today, let me know in the comments what you think about vehicles in Tears of the Kingdom. Are you excited to build your own car or flying machine? And how do you think it's going to work? Well, the latest Tears of the Kingdom trailer was pretty exciting. It's packed full of really good information. Nintendo manages to strike a balance between showing a fair amount, but not really giving anything away. Roughly halfway through the trailer, just after Link appears to be given his new powers, he reaches out with his right arm, uses that power to grab something in the water and pull it out. This isn't magnesis, this is the new green power, most likely given to him by Princess Zelda or Goddess Hylia. Link pulls this item out of the water and there appears to be a wheel with a partial axle attached to it. Well, in the very next shot in the trailer, we see Link driving what looks to be a car, although it looks like it's been put together in a fairly ad hoc manner. The item Link pulled out of the river looks like it's now attached to this makeshift vehicle as one of the back wheels, and both back wheels appear to be glowing green. Link is standing at the front of the car, hands on some kind of steering mechanism, and the vehicle looks like it's been put together with old wood at the back. It looks rickety, like a go-kart put together with pieces you might find around Hyrule. It's got two front lights, plus what looks to be some kind of engine or energy cell in the middle at the back. So both of the back wheels, they are glowing green, so that energy could be related to Link's powers via his new arm. That green energy certainly seems to be a large theme in Tears of the Kingdom. Well, next up we see a hot air balloon travelling over Hyrule. We could just about make out a character standing on that hot air balloon there. It's probably Link. It looks like there could be some kind of green energy source there in the middle, perhaps powering the whole thing. So the base of the hot air balloon, again, looks like it's made out of wood, although the balloon part of the vehicle looks like it's specifically designed to be just that. Well, finally, we see Link flying high in the sky on a third vehicle, and this time it looks like it's a makeshift hovercraft, but flying much higher in the sky amongst the Sky Islands. Here we've got wheels on each side of this square or rectangular base, and the base looks similar to one of the metal doors that you can interact with in the shrines in the original Breath of the Wild, but it could just as easily be concrete or wood, although if it's flying it probably wouldn't be concrete. The wheels on each side look like propellers or engines, and they also look similar to floor fans. Link is very high in the sky. It doesn't really look like he's very secure up there on his vehicle. And once again, we've got glowing green icons on the side and the bottoms of the wheels, all these engines, and they could be linked to that green energy in the game. Well, going back to that previous trailer as well, the name reveal trailer, we saw Link flying on a wooden wing in the air, right at the end of the trailer when we saw the name revealed. I don't think anyone thought at the time this would be a build-your-own kind of feature. Looking back on it now with this new information that we've got, and given it looks like it's made from wood, it's not beyond the imagination to think Link could build this wooden flying machine and use it to travel around the sky. Well, next up, I want to spend a few moments looking at how the vehicles might work. So, we've seen Link picking out the pieces of a vehicle from the water, so it looks like we might have to find these items around Hyrule and then put them together. How we determine the features of a vehicle definitely remains to be seen. For example, is it just a car that drives, or can it fly? We've seen Link find a wheel, but what happens after that? Does he have to find all the pieces and then put them together there and then? Do you have to collect all the pieces and then take them to some kind of Hyrulean garage? So all the individual pieces of a vehicle, well, they are kind of large. It's going to be strange to grab them all with that green magic, drag them around until you find all the pieces you need for a full vehicle. So I'm really interested in what the UI might look like to build a vehicle, if that is what we're going to do. Well, the 4 vehicles that we've seen so far look very different. So the first one looks like an off-road vehicle. The second one is a hot air balloon, and that seems like a pretty chill way to travel across the skies. The third one looks like a death trap, to be honest. And then the final one seems like something like the Hobgoblin would ride from Spider-Man. Well, the green energy that appears on the vehicles, that might be a clue. We've seen those green energy spirals in a few locations around Hyrule. We've seen one green spiral over the Ganondorf corpse, but we've seen a few of the green spirals dotted around Hyrule as well in the most recent trailer. There's one at the start of the trailer. We can see it glowing in the night sky against the lightning, and we can see another one when we see Hateno Village. Previously, I thought they might be warp points, but given the elements of the vehicles they are glowing green, then perhaps these green swirls are refueling stations. So it's not really clear where these vehicles get their power from at the minute, and they both glow green. So Link could be using these glowing green swirling points to help refuel the vehicles. The durability of the vehicles isn't clear at the moment either. Given the DIY nature of the vehicles, maybe they could fall apart after a few journeys. So that weapon durability system could be applied to traversal as well. I've also seen a few questions since the Nintendo Direct and a few jokes related to the vehicles. A lot of people are comparing the game to Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. If we're about to get a system where we can build our own vehicles, to be honest, I think that sounds pretty good. The vehicles we've seen so far are leaning into the physics elements of what made Breath of the Wild feel so good, and also gave the game such longevity. One of the reasons people still play Breath of the Wild to this day is the physics engine and all the cool tricks that you can perform. So previously, in Breath of the Wild, we could make a makeshift hot air balloon before with enemies and items in the game, but now we can do it for real, and this could open up a whole new world of physics and traversal tricks. Just imagine the speedrunning in the future. Also, Nintendo probably took a look at what fans were doing in Breath of the Wild and have really decided to lean into it. Nintendo did include a motorcycle in the DLC for Breath of the Wild, and that proved very popular with fans, so it looks like that is coming back, although this time we have an element of control over the vehicle feature. So that vehicle back then, well, that was the Master Cycle Zero, and that was part of the EX Champions Ballad main quest, and that was in the DLC, and that is revealed that the Hylian champion can acquire a divine beast of his own through completing a trial given by the monk Maz Koshia. So after you defeat that monk as part of the final trial, Link gets the Master Cycle Zero, and it is a specific divine beast created for the true hero, and like the other divine beast, it is modelled after an animal, although this one is modelled after a horse. This divine beast, though, is much smaller in comparison to the other ones, and takes the form of a motorcycle with a horse motif. An interesting fact, this originally had a wolf motif, but that got changed at the end of development. Well, finally today I want to draw your attention back to the logo for Tears of the Kingdom. Yes, it is 2 dragons connected, eating their own tails, and it could be an indication that the Zelda timeline is a loop. I definitely subscribe to this theory, I even made a video about it. However, looking again at the logo, while it is 2 dragons, it also looks very much like a wheel or a tyre. Was it staring us in the face this whole time? The outline of the logo looks very similar to a tyre with a track mark on it, similar to the tyres on the back of this off-road vehicle that we see in the trailer. Therefore, the logo for Tears of the Kingdom could be giving us a big clue about one of the main mechanics. Zelda logos are often informative when it comes to mechanics in the game, Wind Waker being a really good example, where it shows us one of the main traversal methods in the game. Well, that is all for now, and let me know in the comments what you think about vehicles in Tears of the Kingdom, and do you want this build your own vehicle concept? As always, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Well, that is all for now for vehicle information in Tears of the Kingdom. Really looking forward to more information coming soon. And as always, thank you so much for watching or listening, and for more Legend of Zelda content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to Triforce Times. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Triforce Times. And if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.